for the race, and this time we are racing at the Suzuka International Racing Course, or Suzuka Circuit, for the Japanese Grand Prix. First introduced into Formula 1 in 1987, has been the dominant home to the Japanese Grand Prix for the longest time, of course, except for one, which was back in 2007, and I believe 2008, which was held in Fuji. The track is a 3.6-mile anti-clockwise track, consisting of one DRS zone and 18 corners. This track is notably mostly a driver's circuit in a lot of aspects, considering the fast sweeping corners of the first sector, and then of course it's got a lot of technicality as well in that bit of track as well. There's not much room for error, of course, around this track. There's not really any runoff area as well if you make a mistake. It's mainly grass or gravel traps that lie around this track, so you got to be extremely careful of how you push your limits around this racetrack. More notably, the areas that drivers can get caught out on, it could be basically either turn 7, the Dunlop curve, or the Dana curve of turn 8, and sometimes turn 9 as well. If you're not careful into the braking zone of that area, it can be a bit of a tricky corner. The overtaking spots around the racetrack, turn 1's the more dominant area of the track. Of course, that's the only DRS zone on the racetrack as well, but on the main straight, leaning into the first turn, and also into the back area of the racetrack at the exit of Spoon, lean onto 130R. That also can be an overtaking spot, and especially also at the Casio Triangle chicane. But apart from that, that's pretty much about it, but we'll see how this race will unfold here tonight. And of course, there is a championship on the line here that could be sealed as we speak. As I'll get to that in just a brief moment. As far as incidents that were reported, there were none that were reported by the steward to the stewards at Kota, so everything remains the same. Drivers' Championship looks like this. It's Beatom that leads on 276 points, followed by Remsley in second on 227. Beatom needs to outscore Remsley by 13 points or more in today's race, and if he does that, he will become the Drivers' Champion. In third is GTL Line on 166, Camden on 115, Sir Charles on 91 in the top 5. In the Teams Championship, it's Alpine that are cruising ahead with 393 points, followed by Mercedes on second on 320, Sauber in third on 121, Haas in fourth on 91, and RB rounds it off with 62 points. Well, that's it in terms of the short brief of news. We can now fully focus into this qualifying session. And yeah, we've got about 7 cars for today's race, and we'll see. We'll watch Sir Charles take us a little lap guide around here at Suzuka. There is projected rain I did get from Camden, so we'll see how that will be later on into that session. But it's dry, of course. That's right, along with Sir Charles. He heads into turn 1. Entry speed 199 as he heads into turn 1 and turn 2. Down to 5th gear at turn 2. And back up the gas. And through the S's of 3, 4, 5, and then into turn 6. It's usually 5th to 6th gear corners, but they're very fast, very demanding corners. Up the Dunlop curve, you got to be careful on traction on the exit of that corner as well. It can be quite tricky. Through Dayton curve, turn 8 into turn 9, down to 3rd, using the bit of the outside curve on the exit of turn 9, up towards turn 10, and then into turn 11, the Kabayashi hairpin. The reason it was called that is because of the amount of overtakes that Kamui did in 2010, where he did 5 overtakes in that particular area. Round 200R, he goes up towards now Spoon curve of turn 13, down to 6th gear using the outside curve again, down to 4th gear. Keep the car steady there as the exit out of 14, down this back straight. There's no DRS, of course, because you got 130R coming up, which is this flat left-handed corner, right about there. That usually can be an overtaking spot, as Fernando Alonso proved in 2005 on Michael Schumacher. Down to 3rd into the Casio Triangle, back on the gas, use the overtake button, crosses the start finish line, was set at 28.7 to begin his qualifying session for Sir Charles. There's our championship leader there. That is B-Tom. He's making his way up towards the Casio Triangle now. There's an Alpine in front who just locked up. I guess that would be... I probably would guess that would be Remsley. That's just about to start flying lap. No, that was GTR Line. We did a 28.7, and that's now been beaten by B-Tom by 0.6 to a 28.1. Camden says 29.3. Remsley about to cross the line to start his first flying lap in the Alpine machine. Up towards turn 1. Entry speed 197. Doesn't have much entry speed compared to what we saw from Sir Charles. Through the S section we go. 5th gear. Keeps it in 5th through these tight sequence of sweeping corners. Up the Dunlop curve over the crest. Now up towards turn 8 of the Degner curve. Very fast, very good. Gotta be very committed as well when you go through these sequence of corners. It can be quite tricky, but if you make a mistake, well, you could end up in the gravel trap. Oh, and just as I say that, Remsley makes a big lockup going to the Kobayashi hairpin. Definitely cost him quite a bit of time, I would imagine. Yeah, a little fun fact as well, Kamui Kobayashi was also the last Japanese driver, and I think he's backed out, last Japanese driver, if I'm not mistaken, to get a podium. And not to mention his last podium in the Formula 1 came at this particular circuit in 2012. Alright, so Speedy Gunner in the RV about to start a flying lap shortly. Deathstroke in the Red Bull heading up towards the Casio Triangle. Oh, overshots the corner there. Oh. That heads out of the final corner now, back onto the main straight. Does a 34.2, probably not the most representable lap. And he's quite a big margin behind our pulsar. Not to mention he's about goodness me, I can't do my math apparently. 3 seconds behind Camden. Speed Gunner, he's on the medium tire, I've just noticed as well, so he's going to be doing his first run on the mediums just to probably get used to the oh, and he nearly throws it into the wall. Oh my goodness. That's what I mean, you got to be very careful around Dunlop curve. If you're not careful on the traction at the exit of that crest, it definitely can catch you out big time. B-Tom doing another lap. He's up by nearly 2/10 to the middle sector as he heads up towards the final chicane of the Casio Triangle. Out of the final corner now. He definitely will improve, but how much? He improves it to a 27.8. He improves by about nearly 4/10 on that particular run. So he's now built that gap even further, and also not to mention he's the only driver now into the 1:27 range. About nearly a second, actually no, over a second clear of the man on your screen there, the GTO Line, who's currently in P2. So Charles is about to get out and start another run shortly. Speed Gunner getting a bit of a sneaky toe, it seems, or no, he just crossed the line, I'm sorry. 30.1 is what he's done. He's done that on the medium tire. Remsley about to start another lap. He's done a 32.5, but I know that's not a representable lap considering his pace. See what he's got in store here up towards the first sector split. He's still down on his time by 85 thousandths to the first sector. Another big lockup as well heading into the hairpin. Definitely does not seem like he's had somewhat of a clean lap, I would say, at the moment. But he's still got a couple more sectors to go through, of course. I think that looked okay, I'd say, through Spoon Curve. He's going to get him a sneaky toe from Sir Charles. He gets to the left-hand side to get by him, of course. Clock says he's up by 3.2 seconds Of course, because he backed out on his last run. Lock up again, but he gets through the chicane very tidy, I'd say. Out of the final corner now, up towards the main straight. Only 28.2. He's still a long ways behind currently. Yeah, he's currently about 4/10 behind. GTO line heading up towards the Dunlop curve, up and over the crests, and down towards the end of the first sector. What will the clock say for the other Alpine car? He's up by about 10.5 to the first sector alone. Up towards the Kobayashi hairpin. Locks up, but gets through the corner fine. Much clearer, I'd say, than his teammate did. Around 200R. Then towards the spoon curve comes car 69 in the Alpine machine. Apex speed about 108, or about more than that miles an hour. Alright, heading up towards the end of the middle sector. The clock says for him he's up by 2 and well, over 2.5 tenths to the middle sector. Around the chicane. Up towards the start finish line comes the GTO line. It's only going to be good enough to stay in third with a 28.4. Ramsley goes back into the pit lane. I almost said he avoided his lap. He didn't avoid the lap. He was just coming back in. Camden up by nearly 3/10. It takes a bit of a cautious approach, I say, entering the hairpin. That's around 200R, sorry. A little bit dirt as well, I see, from the side part of that Sauber. Around the spoon curve, up towards now the end of the middle sector. What will the clock say for the Sauber driver? He is up by 3.5 tenths. According to the mini-map, he's purple, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I would not think that's even close to a purple middle sector, if I'm honest. Camden about to cross the line. It's going to be a 28.7. He stays in 5th place behind Sir Charles. But you should have enough time to go back in and do another run, I think. Let's see how much time we've got left on the clock. So Charles has done a 28.6. I think he's improved a little bit more on that lap. B-Tom about to start another lap in the Mercedes machine. Coming through the S's. Around turn 6, 7, up and over the hill of Dunlop Curve. What will the clock say for him? He's up by only 44 thousandths. Just a little bit of grass, I think, there at the entry, or the exit, sorry, of turn 8. Around the hairpin he goes. And then through 200R. Down to 5th gear. Uses the outside curve. Oh, I didn't think that was a bit clean. It looked a little bit messy, I'd say, there from V-Tom in that particular section. I don't think it will cost him too much time. Let's see. Clock says he's up by a 10.5. No, it hasn't necessarily cost him a lot of time. He's still up. Around the Casio triangle, up towards the start-finish line comes V-Tom. Is he going to improve? The answer is, well, that's a unanimous yes. 127.5. He is well clear right now of his rival, Remsley, on your screen at the moment by just about 7/10. That's a big margin. About nearly 7/10, actually. Yeah, right about 7/10. So if Ramsey wants to get pole position, he really needs to find 7/10. And with that amount of time on the clock, I think this will be his only lap that he'll ever do. That'll be the last lap that he'll do in this session. Alright, clock says for Remsley, up by 94 thousandths, but it's not really the fastest first sector. Not compared to his rival. Around the hairpin. Around 200R. He really needs to find a lot of time though. He really needs to find a lot more time. Alright, around Spoon Curve. Up towards now the end of the middle sector. What will the clock say for Remsley? It says he is up by a tenth and a half. That's definitely not enough. He needs to find at least half a second. I'm not sure if you can find about half a second though in this final sector though. Theory is just the chicane and that's literally about it. Around the final corner, up towards the line, and it's a 28-0. Half a second behind. Yeah, that's it for Remsley's qualifying session. Half a second. Eton really showing that he wants to get this championship out of the way immediately. Well, if Remsley started in P2, I don't. If Eton were to win and Remsley starts in P2, then that pretty much would mean the championship will continue because he didn't have enough points to outperform him. As I said before, he needs to get about 13 points or more to win the Drivers' Championship. Oh, geez, Speedy Gunner hits the grass and, well, he hit the grass on the left side, then went to the right-hand side. Yeah, he went in front of the Sauber there of Camden, who was on that lap. That was a bit too close for probably his comfort. Alright, so Charles starts another lap. Let's see here. This will be his final flying lap. GTL line is getting ready as we speak. Remsley, of course, will be going back into the pits. He's definitely not going to improve as Deathstroke decides to take a little adventure into the grass. Alright, so Charles hanging through Dunlop curve. Let's see what the clock says for him. He's down by 17 thousandths of a second. Line's just starting his flying lap, so Charles heading to the hairpin, locking up as well in the process. Brings the car back down to second gear, then back up the gears. Fifth gear, sixth gear, seventh gear, revving the car as well. Up towards the Spoon Curve, we're on board with him, I guess. See what he's doing. Up towards 130R. See what kind of speed he gets here. Be about 190 miles an hour. Apex speed was about 184. He's also had a battery as well. Locks up in the process. Not sure if it's a legit lockup. Oh, he's invalidated the lap. Right at the final corner. Or actually, no, right at the end of the chicane, I'm sorry. He would have done a 28.5, but it still wouldn't have been enough to beat GTR Lion. Speaking of GTR Lion there, he is coming around Spoon. Down the back straightaway towards 130R. 185 miles per hour, the entry speed for GTR Lion. Compared to what we saw from Sir Charles, he definitely does not have the straight line speed compared to him. Nearly has a wiggle at the exit of the corner. Across the line does a 28.2. Only 2.5 improvement. But yeah, still not enough to even get past his teammate. Camden about to cross the line up by 0.2 of a second. Will definitely improve to a 28.7. And I think that will be it for qualifying. And that will be Tom on pole position. Ahead of his rival by about nearly over 4.5 tenths. Lion will start in third, followed by Sir Charles, Camden, Speedy Gunner, and Deathstroke. That is your 7 cars on the grid. Wait, was this supposed to... Oh, hang on, I might have made a mistake with the stream. I think I have it on round 11, not round 12. Hang on, give me a second. What do I have this on? Ooh, yeah, okay. I'm gonna restart the stream because I just realized I have it on the wrong tile. I'll be back in just a second. Yeah, we got about 2 more rounds to go after this, which will be Brazil and Qatar. Brazil's supposed to be a 100% race, but doubt if that's gonna happen. Whew. Coming close to the end of this season as well, kind of like how we are in the real life F1 championship. Of course, we'll be having Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi to finish it off, and Qatar obviously will be the last sprint of the season. Yeah, Vegas won't be for like another 2 weeks, I believe. Got about 5 people watching, almost about as much as the grid. Funny enough. Oh, now we're going back to 2. I saw it was 5. Alright, here we go. We got the formation lap underway. I imagine this will be intermediate tires, of course. Yep, no surprise. It is intermediates across the board, so we won't have to worry about using the tire graphic then. I mean, besides, the conditions looked like they were intermediate conditions anyway, based off how hard the rain is. Yeah, so we get another bit of elements into the mix like last week. So we'll go through the grid one more time. Beaton will start on pole position. His championship rival Remsley is in second. Remember, in order for Beaton to win the championship, he would have to outscore this man by 13 points or more. If he does that, he will become the driver's champion. So basically Remsley would have to finish... Oh, I think he would have to finish 5th or lower. GTL line will be starting 3rd. Sorry, we'll be starting 3rd. So Charles in 4th, Camden in 5th, Speedgar 6th, and Deathstroke rounds it all off in 7th position. Alright. Anytime he's ready to get his car onto the grid. Just trying to get going urgently. He got there well before the others, of course, into his start box. Alright, well here we go. 5 red lights for the Japanese Grand Prix. And we are underway here in Suzuka. A nice start there, it seems, from B-Tom, but I think Remsley might have the second phase. Up towards turn 1 we go. He couldn't get by. He has to stay behind at least for now. GTLI in third, followed by Camden in fourth. He's gained 1 place, I believe, on the lap. So is Speedy Gunner. Sir Charles has lost 2 positions on the opening lap. Didn't really get the best of starts. And Deathstroke staying in 7th position as we make our way through the S's for the first time in these sort of conditions. And a skate as well from B-Tom. Having a bit of a moment there coming out of Dunlop Curve. Hanging up towards now the turn 9 we go. Ramsey trying to hang on to him as best he can. GTL line though starting to fall back a little bit from the top 2. And it's something we have seen quite a bit as well. The top 2 in the championship been the class of their own this season. Up towards Spoon Curve. Excuse me. Down towards the back straightaway. 3.5 tenths the margin between the top 2. Remsley trying to keep B-Tom honest. Side-by-side action a little bit further back. Well, briefly it was side-by-side action. That was between Sir Charles and Speedy Gunner. But, of course, no changes whatsoever. Speedy Gunner maintains 5th for now. Meanwhile, though, there is side-by-side action for the race lead. As I think B-Tom may have made some kind of mistake maybe at the final turn. There's side-by-side. Hey, up towards turn 1. B-Tom runs wide. Remsley, though, sneaks his nose in and gets through. He's into the race lead. B-Tom opened the door for him and Remsley's got by. So at the rate it's going, Remsley will still manage to keep the championship alive for his sake. B-Tom, though, needs to fight back if he wants to at least have a chance of stealing the championship. Oh, he's gone off. He's gone completely off. There at turn 8. He's gone off again. Oh, was that lag? No, that was lag. I think the second bit was lag. Oh, I thought that was him going up. But no, the first time I definitely noticed he went off. For sure. At turn 8. He definitely made a mistake on that part. I think the second bit was a little bit less than what he did earlier. Than what it looked like. Because I thought he went off twice. Well, he needs to be careful as well. He might have some dirt in those tires. Trying to find any sort of grip. Yeah, that's allowed Remsley to at least open up a gap a bit more to 1.3 seconds. Separate between him and B-Tom, and GTLI not far away either, but he too makes a slight mistake there coming out of the Casio triangle. Up towards now the first corner. Remsley sets the fastest lap of the race. B-Tom trying to everything he can to claw that gap back up to his championship rival. Now less than a second. As they're making that mistake there at turn 8. He does seem to have a faster car, it looks like, through the first sector. Look at that, he's already clawed back about nearly 4 tenths in that one particular sector alone. Remsley trying to keep his car on the road, of course, but B-Tom looking quite racy here in the Mercedes. He definitely pulled the gap as well between himself and GTL Line. The gap now is just over 2 seconds, and I think GTL Line may have overshot the corner because he definitely lost some more time. And there you go, B-Tom has already clawed that gap back. 1.4 before, and now it's 3 tenths. Up towards the 130R we go. B-Tom right on the rear wing of the Alpine. The Alpine goes wide, gets back on the track. Ramsey might be feeling a little bit of pressure, I imagine. He's got the Platinum Class champion, the seventh time? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry if I don't remember how many times B-Tom's won the Platinum Class in TCR. Oh, gets on the curve there quite a bit. Gets a decent exit. He's now along the side of the Alpine. Can he overtake him? No, he has to hold back. Yellow flies in sector 1. That is for Sir Charles, who was spun at turn 2. He must have gone off at the first couple of corners somehow and made some sort of mistake. Alright, through, dead in the curve. Turn 9 now. I would say B-Tom, though, has the better pace advantage compared to Remsley. As we saw how he clawed that gap back up after he made the mistake at turn 8 the lap before. Look at the slipstream. Look at that. He gains quite a bit in that slipstream alone. Alright, here he comes. 130R in the conditions here. Oh, down the inside he goes. He takes the lead back. Oh, wow. Don't often see that, of course. See that a couple of times where you see passes at 130R. We saw that with B-Tom going to the inside. Sometimes it usually be the outside if you make a move at 130R. Can Remsley have an answer here? Up the hill we go through Dunlop Curve. He's still there, Remsley. He's just hanging there. Not surprised that it's literally just the top two that have just pulled away again. The gap to GTL line right now is 3.4. There he is in the background, and you just saw Camden come in the background as well. And right now they're the closest battle we've got on track is between these two for the race lead. But B-Tom is pulling that gap a bit more. The gap is 7.5 tenths. Battery usage, let's have a look. They're almost similar, but Remsley does have the slight advantage compared to B-Tom. Through the Casio Triangle we go. Lap 5 of 27. B-Tom sets the fastest lap of the race with a 138.7. He's also burned out a little bit of battery as well in the process. Up and over the hill, Dunlop curve towards turn 8. Out of turn 9 up towards the Kobayashi hairpin. Bit wiggly there from B-Tom there out of that corner. Lap 6 of 27. Up towards the Casio Triangle. 7 of 27. B-Tom leads by nearly a second. Ooh, bit of a wiggle there from B-Tom. Deathstroke has a penalty due to his name, a 3-second penalty for quarter cutting. Speed Gunners, Sir Charles, and of course him have 3-second time penalties. B-Tom starting to build the gap a bit more. It's now over 1.1. Oh, that is a big, big wiggle at the exit of the corner there. That definitely will cost him a bit of time. Sector yellow, 1 yellows, that's Deathstroke, that's at a spin. He has flipped the car in the wrong direction. He's supposed to get the other way around. There you go. And he has a bit of a moment there coming in through the S's. So far, we haven't seen much of anything else, apart from this a little bit of incidents towards the rear of the field. Lion's still keeping Camden honest. Camden's about 2 seconds back of GTR Lion. He's pretty much been the best of the rest, so pretty much all season long, if we're totally honest about that. Deathstroke having another moment, this time at the Spoon Curve. Alright, here we go, up towards 130R. 1 second still the margin. It's just been hovering there between those two, at least for now. One second the margin here. Onto the main straight, lap 9 of 27. That's Deathstroke coming out of the pits. He's going to be lapped. Speedy Gunner's out of the race. And a safety car has been deployed. I think he's crashed at 130R from what it looks like, and he has. That's brought out the safety car in this race. It's been a long time since I've actually seen the safety car come out. Interestingly enough. I'll be back in just about 2 seconds. I gotta go do something real quick. Right. Sorry about that. I just had to go out for something. Right. So we're still under the safety car conditions. I'm guessing we're going to have it for at least another lap. And we'll get it back in, of course. Has anyone pitted for new intermediates while I was out? Yeah, everyone did pit for new intermediates. Apart from Deathstroke is on the medium tire. I don't think it's suitable for the mediums yet, Deathstroke. He's taking a gamble, that's for sure. But I mean, I respect it, but really, it's not really dry enough. And I mean, it's supposed to be wet for the entire race, I think. If I remember what Camden said to me. Safety car still out. That's because Deathstroke's gone back into the pits. He isn't still caught up to the safety car. Alright, so safety car is going in this lap. Rimsley getting really, really close to the back of Beats on there. I'm guessing also GTR Line must have got jumped in the pits somehow. We're back in the green once again. Ramsley's long side the Mercedes-Benz of Beatom into the first couple of corners. He gets through. He's into the race lead. Like Ramsley's built up a gap as well. Beatom must have made a mistake somewhere as well. Getting through 200R. Camden might try to apply the pressure. Beatom making these sort of little errors. Through the first couple of corners, Ramsley pulling off a gap almost of 1.6 seconds. Beatom's pace definitely seems like it's dropped off a little bit, or something's gone wrong. Because before we saw him quite racy against him and Ramsley, but it seems to be a bit of a different story after the safety car restart. Lap 15 of 27 here. Down the main straight we go. Alright, 200R, 2.5 seconds the gap. Ramsley really has started to lay the hammer down, it seems. Definitely wants this championship to continue. Beatom's starting to pull a bit of a gap here as Camden's under pressure from GTR Line, heading up towards 130R. Not in close proximity to overtake, not just quite yet. Now he does. Shoots it down the inside of the triangle. He makes his way into third. Once again for the Alpine driver. Up towards Dana curve. Turn 9. 1 second the margin. At this very moment. Towards 130R. Yeah, right now just hovering at 3.3. I'm sorry if I'm just repeating myself on what's been going on those sort of things. It's just, that's just kind of how it is when you have not a very big grid, obviously. Sometimes you run out of things to talk about. Except for like what you see on track. Charles right on the back of Camden. Camden's starting to struggle just a little bit here. There you are. Oh, a little bit of a moment there from Sir Charles. Down this main straight we go. It's the closest battle we've got now on track. It's now between Sir Charles and Camden for 4th place, but Sir Charles does have that 3-second penalty they accumulate for multiple warnings. Deck struck a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit line. He's gone on to another set of intermediate tires. He doesn't got out of his pit box though. Excuse me. Getting close to the end stages of this race. So far the gaps right now are pretty well, I won't say too spread out. It's just there's only one battle maybe that's still lingering, and that's amazingly the battle for third in Camden and TCR. As B-Tom goes into the pits. Okay, what's he pitting for? Medium tires. That's an interesting call. B-Tom's elected to go onto the mediums. Camden's coming as well. That's a new set of inserts for him. So B-Tom's making a very interesting call here. I mean, let's just see if he can get those gaps down. I mean, it's still raining, like, it's still wet. Oh, yeah, and that definitely proves my point. Still not a lot of grip out there on the racetrack. CT Lion also coming into the pits as well. Let me. Oh, Lion hits the speed limiter board. Lion's gone back onto a new set of intermediate tires. The track is still damp out there, though. Let's see how his gap. B-Tom's gap is then. It doesn't seem like it's affecting him too much. I think B-Tom may have slight a good call here because he's actually starting to gain a little bit on Remsley. Gap right now is 23.3. On the start of the lap, I think it was 24.3. He's gained about nearly a second on this lap. Remsley does pit in. Alright, let's see what he goes on to then. Soft tires for Remsley. Honestly, I think that'd be the better choice for Remsley, in Remsley's case. These sort of conditions, you get into the more grippier tire in these sort of conditions, which is the soft tire. and will give you the more optimal grip. I think at the moment, if it stands, I think Ramsey will get this in the bag. But it's weird, it's still like, you can still see the raindrops still going down. But I guess the track's like dry enough? I honestly don't know how that works with this game. Ramsey doesn't seem like he's being affected by, ooh, maybe a little bit of a skid there, but doesn't seem like he's affected too badly though. Neither is Beatom. Guess we'll see who has the better tire then I guess at the end of the race. The thing is, I don't think DRS is enabled yet, is it? I haven't noticed that yet. Camden's actually clawed the gap back up to Sir Charles. Line though is definitely falling back now. He's 5th place and 2.5 seconds behind Camden. But at the rate it's going, it's looking like the championship will continue into Brazil. At the rate it's going, it's looking like that Ramsey will keep the championship fight alive. Unless he makes a mistake, that's the only way he'll lose this championship, is if he makes a mistake. Mainly a DNF. Camden though on break for a podium, that's for sure. With that penalty to Sir Charles, he definitely should be able to get it. But what's weird to me is that the intermediates aren't like falling off dramatically compared to the slicks, as you can tell from the gaps between Sir Charles and Beatom. Actually, if I do say though, so Charles has actually closed the gap back up a bit more to Beatom. 1.1 seconds. So, I guess the intermediates are somewhat good, but the slicks aren't bad. That's the thing either. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, yeah, not to mention it's still raining. You can see that on your screen. Oh, there goes the ball. Alright, that's gone. Ooh, bit of a moment there for Sir Charles. The rate's going, we definitely will lose out to not just the podium, but also lose out to GTLI for 4th place. tires on this. To the hairpin we go. If GT Online can get back ahead on Camden, he'd definitely take the podium. He should be able to away from Sir Charles. And actually, too, the gap is under a second now between the top two. Alright, finally, maybe we'll get something interesting here. Yeah, this race has been a race, that's pretty much been, but maybe we'll get something in the closing stages. I don't think DRS is enabled just yet. Maybe we're about to find out once we get towards the detection zone. Nope, it is not. So on the penultimate lap, we still have no DRS. Up and around the Dana curve. 2 laps remain. Up towards the Kobayashi hairpin. 3.5 tenths the margin. Whoa. Beaton looking real close. Yellow flag sector 2, that's, oh hang on, that's Sir Charles who's gone off. He's on a soft tire. Oh, bit of a skid. Alright, on to the final lap, here we go. This is pretty much now or never for B-Tom. Up towards turn 1. Just needs to keep applying the pressure to his championship rival. Within 3.5 tenths the margin here, up and over the Dunlop curve. Turn 9. Up towards the Kobayashi hairpin. Oh, a big lock up there from Remsley. That definitely will cost him time. But, because B-Tom had nowhere to go, Remsley still keeps the spot. Alright, round spoon up towards the back area of the track. B-Tom needs to get a send here into the Casio Triangle. Here he comes. Look at the full head of steam into the Casio Triangle. To the outside. He's going to have it done, will he? Yes, he does. He's got him on the last lap. Round the final corner now. B-Tom will take victory. He wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Remsley takes second. GT Line takes third. Remsley did not defend it very hard. Matter of fact, just had B-Tom basically outbroke him. What a pass there from B-Tom on the last lap. He gets it done. But yeah, I won't be able to have time to do interviews. I definitely will have to. I have to be somewhere, but no, congratulations to B-Tom on that pass there. But yeah, VTOM does increase the championship lead, but it's not enough though to seal it. You'll definitely need to try to do that next time about when we go to Interlagos. Yeah, I'll end the stream in just a few seconds because I gotta get out. Anyway, here are the unofficial results. VTOM wins, Rembley second, Lion third, Luca fourth, Camden Luca fourth, Sir Charles, Deathstroke, and Speed Gunner. Alright, that's about it then for me. Ivan K1997, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you back next week for the Brazilian Grand Prix at Sao Paulo. Take care, everybody, and have a good night.